Listen to what the Pope had to say when it comes to AI.
In a special way, I'd like to thank Mr. Ola for accepting our invitation. In turn, in the name of the Church, I accept your invitation to walk together, to listen and to speak, and together to find the way for humanity in this time of artificial intelligence. What a great sign of hope it is that with our differences, we can listen to one another. This interchange clearly bespeaks the gravity of the moment, as well as confidence that together we can discern the major questions of our time, and so the future of humanity.
So the Pope is saying that he is going to be working with Anthropic, and they will work together to find the way for humanity in this time of artificial intelligence. And the reason this is so important is because they are definitely setting the stage for a mass deception to come. And I do believe that AI is going to play a pivotal role in all of this because, again, they do want to eventually set the stage for Project Bluebeam. And they are going to use AI as a way to deceive everybody. And also, they are using AI as a way to replace each and every one of us. They have dreamed about this for quite some time because, again, they see each and every one of us as useless, and they think that AI is going to do a better job at doing everyday task than each and every one of us. This is what all of this boils down to. The times that we are living in, they are becoming more and more bizarre by the day.
His Holiness' call for discernment is profoundly timely. I wish to name 3 questions where I think the Church's voice is especially needed. The first is our duty to the global poor. There is a real possibility that AI will displace human labor at a very large scale. If that happens, supporting those displaced will be a moral imperative of historic proportions. This task will be difficult enough, but I worry most dialogue misses an even harder challenge. AI development is concentrated in a handful of wealthy nations. How will we ensure that the gains of AI are shared globally? We do not have a mechanism for this. It is an unsolved problem. And it is the kind of problem the Church has historically refused to let the world ignore. The second is the need for moral imagination and ambition regarding human flourishing. If AI models are going to be widespread, what does it look like for humans, families, and the world to flourish? Today, parents are already worried about their children's minds, individuals about the future of their work. These are not questions a lab can answer, but they are questions traditions like yours have carried for millennia. And we need you to keep carrying them into this new moment in history. The third is the need for discernment on the nature of AI models. I am a scientist. I lead a research team that studies the internal structure of these models. What is actually happening inside them? And I will be honest, we keep finding things that are mysterious, even unsettling. We find structures that mirror results from human neuroscience. We find evidence of introspection. We find internal states that functionally mirror joy, satisfaction, fear, grief, and unease. I don't know what that means, but I think it warrants ongoing discernment.
So you just heard what the Anthropic co-founder had to say when it comes to AI and how it's pretty much going to replace humans in the near future. Because again, this is what these people want. They want a future where you will be doing nothing. They want a future where you will own nothing and be happy. This is the future that they have dreamed up for each and every one of us. And all of these things that you are seeing currently happen with these data centers and the list goes on, all of this stuff is by design because, again, they want the AI takeover. They want this mark of the beast system. I believe that this AI stuff is going to tie into the mark of the beast system. But something else very strange in this same speech that the Pope had, he talked about how AI needs to be disarmed. First, he's talking about working with AI, and then he's talking about how AI needs to be disarmed.
Artificial intelligence needs to be disarmed. The word is strong, I know, but deliberately chosen because this moment needs words capable of attracting attention, awakening consciences, and indicating paths forward for humanity. The Church has long been working for nuclear disarmament, aware that every great technical power can affect people's lives, and so must be accompanied by adequate moral discernment and public control. Nuclear disarmament remains a service to peace and the dignity of the human family. In a similar sense, artificial intelligence now demands to be disarmed, freed from logics that turn it into an instrument of domination, exclusion, and death. Like nuclear energy, it must be at the service of all and of the common good. Decisions about technology must never be separated from conscience and responsibility. Let us not sleep as others do, admonished the Apostle Paul, but let us keep awake. Such vigilance is necessary today.
So that is very strange. First, he talks about working with Anthropic to find a better way for humanity in this age of AI. And then he even talks about how AI needs to be disarmed. But make no mistake about it, the powers that be, they are going to stop at nothing in order to accomplish the goals that they have planned out, which involves us owning nothing and being happy. And something else I wanted to discuss in today's video is there is something strange going on in Texas due to a data center. And again, this just goes to show you what these data centers are doing. And obviously these data centers are not good for our health. They aren't. And I can only imagine what else they have planned in the near future with these data centers. I can only imagine because, again, this is all about total control. And this video comes from Izzy AVH.
Did y'all know there are residents in Crowell, Texas who are literally being forced to live with constant artificial daylight because of an AI data center that is being built right next to them? Their nights are just gone. This facility runs 24/7 with intense lighting that turns the sky bright all night long. I'm going to plug in a picture. Plus a non-stop mechanical hum that allegedly never shuts off. And this isn't like just annoying or inconvenient, right? Like, it actually messes with people psychologically. Your body depends on darkness to produce melatonin. And that is the hormone that tells you when it's time to sleep. And when it's always bright, your brain gets confused, right? People start dealing with insomnia and anxiety and chronic fatigue, even depression, right? You're basically living in like a constant state of jet lag in your own home. And it's not just humans either, right? Like, wildlife is getting completely thrown off too. Animals that rely on nighttime, total dark to hunt or to migrate or to rest, they suddenly don't have that anymore. And what's happening in this tiny rural town is starting to happen all over the country, right? People living near these massive data centers are complaining about the same things, the constant noise and the light pollution and the environmental disruption. Also, AI can run 24/7, I guess, and it's somehow always small rural towns that end up paying the price for it. And so, as a Georgia resident, it is especially important for me to spread this message because I'm really freaking worried that we could be next.
So yeah, that's not all, because this post right here, this is a picture from a data center in North Dakota. And look at that. More bright lights that light up the sky. Again, this is all by design because, again, these people are madmen and they are going to stop at nothing in order to implement their AI takeover. They've told you this for years and years and years, and we are seeing the final pieces to the puzzle.
But if we could get more and more Americans to think about growing with the United States, we will have far than enough money to invest in this infrastructure. But as the governor was talking about, the need for electrons is growing every day. Some of these, if we're going to be the leader in technology, which we are, if we are going to be the leader in AI, which we presently are, it's just going to require trillions of dollars of investments. And if we don't invest in it, China will be the global leader in this. And so to me, it's not whether, this is a must. And if you think about how that translates, it translates into a more dynamic economy. We need the United States economy to grow at over 2%. We need the U.S. economy to grow at 3%, especially with the growing deficits the federal government has. And so much of this money, not just the projects, is going to be coming from the private sector, from savings accounts, from pension accounts, from insurance companies, and on and on and on. The whole world is in need of improving the infrastructure.
Holy smokes, man. The U.S. Department of Energy just mapped out every single data center in the country, and it really shows how dependent they are on the electrical grid. So the yellow dots are facilities that are currently under operation. The orange dots are under construction, and the white dots are in the planning stages. And just check out these clusters. So we have these huge clusters in Northern California, Texas, and then the East Coast is just absolutely covered up with these things. Some of these things are pulling in as much power as 5,000 megawatts, which is more than enough to power an entire city. And then, because of their demand for power, it should not come as any surprise that most of them, when you start looking at the map, are located close to these high voltage transmission lines. Look, whether you support data centers or not, that's irrelevant in the fact that this is not sustainable without some major planning going on. The data centers that we already have are already taking up huge chunks of the electricity demand in this country, and you see how many more are planning to be built. Every single dot that you saw on the map earlier is either a data center or a future data center, which is, once again, this is like building an entire city in terms of the power usage and the strain on our grid. I don't know how we can do this without pumping the brakes and actually doing some serious planning to make sure our grid can withstand this. Seriously, is nobody else concerned with the fact that big tech seems to have immunity and seems to think that our electrical grid just has unlimited resources to deliver to everybody across the thing? We've heard for years how fragile the grid is, and now all of a sudden they're telling us that it can withstand pretty much anything. I don't know. Am I the only one that's worried about this?
Also, something weird is going on with our food. I mean, the prices are outrageous as is, but something really strange is happening to the food being sold at these stores.
Okay, so we're gonna crack eggs. Yeah. Wait, it was a floating egg, so we're gonna say, oh, there's a little baby in there.
No.
No. Oh my God.
Come on, bro. The eggs too?
I ain't the one to come to social media about shit, but Sam's Club, what the fuck is going on with y'all's chicken, bro?
What does that be?
Why the fuck this shit look like that? Like, all I do is rinse this shit off, vinegar, baking soda, and that shit just, like, coming apart type shit, like.
Something's been going on with the chicken for a minute now.
It's literally like Play-Doh.
It is.
I'm not making this up. This is, how am I stretching the meat right now?
Throw it away.
It's literally, I just flattened a fillet. It's giving lab-grown meat.
Not the eggs. Everybody eats eggs. Well, mostly everybody. This is ridiculous, bro. Everybody loves chicken. But the problem is they never run out of chicken. How is that possible, bro? How is it possible that every single store we go to is packed with meat? And when they running low, more comes out. What the hell is going on out here, guys? Think about it. When's the last time you went to the supermarket and they ran out of meat or they ran out of eggs? It's been a long time, hasn't it? Shh, shut up! Something's going on here, guys. You want to know what's going on? Nothing, because this video is for entertainment purposes only, guys. We're good. Go get the food. It's there for us to eat. We're straight. I don't know about the chicken. I don't know about the eggs. I don't know about the steak. Let me know if any of this happened to you before. I'm out.
But it doesn't surprise me as you watch that video clip. Shout out to a good friend of mine, True Story. It doesn't surprise me at all what's going on with our food, because again, they have been dreaming of this future where we are consuming fake food. lab-grown food, bioengineered food. This is what these people want. But there are a lot of bizarre things happening as always. And as always, please consider commenting on the video, liking the video, and sharing wherever.